Hello and welcome to a video with Guitar Tuition East London. My name's Daryl and I'm here to help you. Today we're going to look at how to decide between an acoustic guitar and an electric guitar when you're first starting out as a guitar player. What's better, which one should you start on? And I'm going to address some kind of myths that I've heard so many people say that it's not funny. I don't know who out there is telling people these things or whether they're just making them up as they go, but let's go through them, and by the end of the day you'll have a good idea of how to actually choose between electric and acoustic when you're starting out and whether you should go one way or the other. Okay, so let's start right off the bat with a myth that I've heard lots and lots of people who are beginners say about whether they should start with an electric or an acoustic. A lot of people assume that they should start with an acoustic. They should go, oh, well, I tell you what, you should start with an acoustic, right? Because that's good to learn on, and then you get the electric later. Wrong. Okay? Actually, this is wrong for many reasons, but you're much better off starting with an electric if you wanted it to be easier. Let's look at the facts on this. So, on the acoustic or electric, when you're first starting out, your biggest problems that you're actually going to struggle with are kind of your finger strength, the tips of the fingers, the hands. You're also going to struggle to find the strings as well. Now, the electric makes all that a little bit easier because it's easier to press down the strings because they tend to be thinner strings on your electric. Also, on an acoustic you have a big body of guitar in front of you, so it's more difficult to see over. Your fretboard's actually further away and it's difficult to see what you're doing. So the electric is actually much easier to get started on than the acoustic for those reasons. And it means that you can actually probably practice for a little bit longer, make it a bit easier. Okay, so that's one of the first things that I address, and that's the kind of just the difference between those two. Now, that doesn't mean that you absolutely should start with an electric. There are some reasons why you would only want to start with an acoustic, or you might want to only start with an electric, and let's examine some of those. So, the styles that you want to play. If you only ever want to play acoustic guitar, and you want to just learn campfire songs, you want to learn to play fingerstyle songs, and you're not interested in doing anything with an electric ever, don't start with an electric. Get an acoustic that feels easy to play and start on that, because it's really important that you start on what you continue to in that particular case. And yes, it might be a little bit harder, but one of the most important things is that you buy an instrument that when you come home at night from your work or whatever you've been doing, you see it out on its stand or on its hanger, wherever you keep it, and it makes you want to practice. And you go, God, you know, I really want to play that. If you do not like the electric guitar at all, and you just can't imagine yourself playing one, get an acoustic, work with that. If for any reason you ever want to play an electric, I would always start with the electric guitar first because it's easier for the reasons that I stated earlier on in the video. The other thing you want to consider is if you wanted to learn to play solos, if you're really into rock music, you definitely want to start with an electric, because on the acoustic you struggle. You'll notice on acoustics you cannot get past often the 12th fret, which is the one with the two dots on. Above the 12th fret you get the body is restricting you, can't play anything up here, so not only is it a little bit harder to press down the strings, you won't be able to play some parts of the guitar on an acoustic. Ultimately, I recommend that you have both. So, if you really want to play acoustic stuff and you kind of want to play electric a little bit, start with the electric, set some milestones, get ready, buy an acoustic later on. Or the other way around, you'll find even acoustic players eventually go, oh, I really wish I had an electric too. You're going to get both eventually, so pick one of the two that gets you excited about playing, feels easy to play on the action on the neck, and then just get started. Good, okay, so I hope you took something from today's video. Big messages, Pick one that makes you excited about playing the guitar. If you can find any reason to start with the electric, start with the electric, but if you're completely opposed to it and you only ever want to play acoustic guitar, get an acoustic that excites you and makes you want to play on that as well. The most important thing for your guitar playing is the persistence that you have to keep going with it and keep practicing all the time. Even if you've had a bad week or you haven't done as much as you wanted to, just get back on and keep playing. Your guitar will make a difference, a small amount, but the biggest limiting factor is not your guitar, it's you and your persistence and how much effort you put into playing. The more effort, the faster you get results. Keep practicing, guys. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to us on YouTube. We've always got more content devoted to helping you become a better guitar player.